Hello and welcome to this pit stop for AuZtralia, a game designed by Martin Wallace, published by SchilMil and Stronghold games. AuZtralia is a thematic sequel to A Study in Emerald, in which the players were deciding to be loyal to the old ones or rebellions against them. And in this case, the rebels have won, the old ones have been defeated in the rest of the world. However, once the travel ban has been lifted and people have come to the continent of AuZtralia, they've discovered that there is a stronghold of the old ones in the outback, and they are going to be working to defeat them, spreading out from their ports. It is a competitive game. It is going to be us against the game itself, which will become active halfway through because the game does not have rounds that go clockwise around the table. It is decided by a time track whose turn it is, with the hindmost taking their turn and move forward a certain amount of time, and halfway through, like I said, the old ones will start fighting back against us, and they may in fact win the game because they will score points at the end of the game as well. When it is your turn, you will look on your player board and you will use a cube to select one of the actions on there. If there is already one or more cubes present before you go in there, you must pay gold equal to the number of cubes that were there already before you can take the action. But one of the basic actions is to wipe all your cubes off and start again, which will cost you 1 time. In this case, we've got yellow's turn. Now they're looking to spread out their network, which you'll need to do from your port, and you do that by building railways. Railways always cost you 1 iron and 1 coal to build. And then you must check to see which parts of the terrain you're going through. You've got coastal terrain, outback and hills. If you're going through coastal and outback, it only costs you 2 times to do it. But in this case, we're going to go through the hills, and that will cost yellow 3 times to pop down 2 pieces of rail, which you do every time you take a rail building action. They'll move forward 3 spaces on the time track, and it will be red's turn. Now, red is going to do the other way in which you can spread your network. They're going to build farms. When you choose to build farms, you may build up to 3 at once, but you must place 1 on each of the different types of coastal, outback, or hilly terrain, because there's 3 different types of farms that can go on those, putting your sheep in the outback, and your cows on the hills, and your corn on the coastal. You'll get 1 gold each for those different types, and they'll score you points at the end of the game as long as they have not been blighted by the old ones. And the number of different farms that you build will move you forward that number of spaces on the time track. Now, farms are going to score you points, but you might want to claim some of these resources on here. In order to do so, you must have a railway to them, and then you must choose the mining action, which blue is going to do. When you choose to mine, you choose one of the hexes you now have access to, and you take all of one type of resource from there. In this case, they might take this coal, which is going to help them expand their railway later on. Green is not happy because they can see the old ones are about to start activating and they're under threat. So they're going to do another one of the actions. So we've got build railway, we've got mine, we've got build your farm. Both of these are also railway and mining. Over here was the reset one, which we saw. And here we're going to move on to building up our forces in preparation for a battle. There are 5 different types of units we can claim. They cost different amount of money. You can recruit 1 for this action. However, you can recruit 2 infantry. That's the only exception. We're going to take an airship that will cost us 4 gold, and we will move forward 1 space. Unfortunately for us, unveiling the old ones, and they now get to take a turn. They always move forward 1 space on the track. They start on 22 and come forward. Whenever they move forward, you're going to flip over 2 cards and see if any of the revealed old ones are going to move. Now you check. There are 6 different types, and it's hard to see, but there's a circle behind the ones which will move. In this case, it's Cthulhu. We haven't unveiled Cthulhu, therefore there's no movement, but this one does move, both this Shoggoth and this Migo. Now they always go to the nearest farm. In this case, this Migo will go directly to this adjacent farm, and when they move there, they blight it, meaning it will no longer score points for the owner at the end of the game, and in fact will score points for the old ones. When you get a situation like this one will obviously move in here and conquer this red one. Sorry, that's not what flips. That's what flips. And there we go. This will now move forward. Also, every time the old ones get to an odd numbered space, they're going to flip over one of these revelation cards. There's levels 1 to 3 in here, and they get gradually worse. But they're going to do things, especially early on, for example, they will reveal old ones. These hexes are numbered like this, and they will flip over whichever is the lowest one. Now, this is a temple, which is not going to move around and attack you, which might seem good, but you're going to find out it could be bad. Also, these revelation cards might give the players a little bonus. For example, up here, everyone gets to take one of these personality cards. There's always a lineup of 5 of them. You can take one as an action. That pops down on there. However, in this case, we're all going to get to choose one. Now, they have once per combat actions. For example, Luigi Caprotti will let you remove damage when we're in combat. Or Zhu Yang is persistent. She always makes all your airships tougher to kill, which is very handy. Mad Johnson will score extra points for killing the old ones. We've got extra gold we can take from Lord Blackstock, or Professor Guion makes attacking more time efficient. And all of them are different in this huge stack, so you'll get lots of different variety in there. Back to these revelation cards. They might actually assassinate some of these and take them out of the game, forcing it to cycle through the deck. When you get later on into phase 3, for example, when we're down here on the time track, you're going to get reveal an old one in the lowest hex like we did here, but this one now gets 6 movement cards revealed immediately and may well start coming very quickly across the map and causing you problems. Or, we said about this temple being a problem, you get these which spawn level 3 old ones on temples revealed on the map. The old ones appear at level 1 round here, 2 in the middle and 3 over there in the corner. We don't want level 3 appearing down here next to Red's area, do we? Well, if we're Red, we're not, but all the others possibly do. So how are we going to fight back against these? Well, I said, first of all, you're going to build up units. When you decide to attack, it's another one of these actions, and you assign any units you wish to send out attacking. Units have got a range. They can go from whatever your railways or your port are. With airship, it happens they can go a space of 4, but we're just going to attack here for now. It's always going to cost you at least 1 time. However, if you've got more than 1 type of infantry, armoured car and artillery, that will also cost you extra time in order to attack, and you'll move up as appropriate on the time track. When you attack, you're going to check which units you have available, and you just have to have 1 per unit for it to activate. The reason you have more is that they have got a certain level of damage they can take, as well as the enemy you're attacking having a certain damage. In this case, we're going to fight this Migo. It takes 3 to kill it, and it'll score us 2 points in the game if we have done so. For each round of combat, we decide whether we wish to withdraw. If we do, if we've got any damage units, they die. Other than that, we will carry on and we'll flip a card. And we just check the line on here that is the enemy we're fighting. If we have more than one different one, we check several lines. Now this one says that any armoured cars attacking the Migo will damage it. We haven't got any of those. And it's going to attack any land units, but not our airships. So nothing happens. We could withdraw now, but we'll carry on through these cards and see the sort of things they can do. In this case, we don't do any damage. There's no airship pictures there, but we do get 1 damage because there's a picture of an airship there, and we have to assign that to one of our airships. And we'll carry on through. In this case, we have now damaged this Migo, and damage will be persistent. That would stay on there. If we decided to withdraw and someone else came in and attacked it, we'd have to divvy up the points. Now, that's like it happened to these level 1 ones, but when you get across those level 3 ones, for example, Cthulhu takes 15 to kill. That's not likely to happen in 1 combat. You're likely to share up these 12 points you get for attacking it. The other sort of damage you can get from attacking these old ones is sanity damage here. You go into every battle with 3, possibly 4 with one of these cards, and you lose 1. If ever you have to lose sanity and you haven't got any to spend, then you've lost the combat, and again, you're going to lose your wounded units. And as we flip through here, we're going to damage the Migo. The Migo is going to damage us, and eventually, I can tell you from flipping these over that we are going to lose 1 airship. You cannot assign damage differently, so that was going to disappear and all our money invested in it, but we are also then going to finally damage the Migo. Take that as 2 points for the end of the game, and these farms are now slightly safer. That is all the things you can do in the game, apart from this little import export where you can either take or sell resources to get you out of a hole if you haven't got access to certain ones on the map. Like I said, if anyone's port is attacked and destroyed, that's going to be the end of the game. We're going to add up points. Other than that, it's when all of these have got all the way around to 53 or past. For us as players, we're going to score points 2 VP for every farm that we've got that hasn't been blighted. There's phosphate you can take off the map, and that's going to score you points. You're going to have scored some VP points during the game. For example, Agent Davis gave me 2 when I recruited him. Also for all those old ones you've killed, and any bonuses you get from these end game personality cards like Mad Johnson giving us the extra points for killing old ones. You're also going to add up the old ones score. Now for every blighted farm they've gone, they're going to score a point. Also, any of these which are face up are going to score their points at the end of the game, but any which are face down are then going to flip up and score double their points in the game. So this zombie is going to score the old ones 4 points, which is why we're looking to move in and attack them. We can't be too passive or we'll get defeated. At the end of the game, we count up which of all the players and the game itself has got the most points, and the most points will be the winner of Australia. This has been a Game Pit Pit Stop. For more videos like this, check out our YouTube channel. For more in-depth coverage of games, please check out the Game Pit podcast. Thank you.